Okay everyone, today we're going to talk about a really important but simple subject, and that is how do you hold a guitar? This one surprisingly comes up quite a lot because there are a couple of ways you can actually hold the guitar. There aren't really more than two, hopefully you're not doing a third secret option. I'm going to go over what they are now, but it is important just to give it a little bit of context. Now this lesson is aimed obviously at people that have never picked up an instrument before, like a guitar. This kind of goes for any stringed instrument like a bass guitar or an acoustic guitar as well, just due to the nature of the shape of the instruments, because they all follow the same kind of pattern. There are main two ways of holding it like I suggested. Now the first way you do it is purely just by following the design of the guitar. You can see here there is like a recess here on most instruments. Now that's not the case on all electric and acoustic guitars and bass guitars, etc. But on an awful lot of them there is a groove here which is designed to go on your thigh here. Now depending on left or right handed, it's on your kind of leading foot here. And the idea of when you're actually holding the instrument is that the top of the neck here, which is the very end of the instrument, the top here is going to need to be kind of a slight upward angle. You don't want to have it so the guitar is leaning over like this, so then you're just obscuring the neck and you're reaching quite far. And the same kind of goes if you're upright. Where it's a bit different if you lean the guitar more upright is that because the way our left hand is designed with our shoulder, we can actually do a lot more here in this motion. This is much more natural. You just want to make sure it's not going away from you like that. So when you're holding the guitar in this way, just make sure that the angle here is either slightly upward or just straight, or whatever you kind of feel comfortable with. What some people do, and I've kind of got out of the habit of this, but it's quite good. It's quite good if you're teaching kids or you're showing someone younger about how to actually hold the guitar properly, is you may sometimes want to use a strap. Now I'm just going to take mine off here so I can show you. This here, like a decent leather strap. Get yourself one of these. I've had this one for like 15 years and it's still in really good nick. So that's my other kind of side comment, is that for this tip I'm going to give you, you do need like a half decent leather strap to do it. What we're going to do is that we're going to position on this strap. I think it might be a little bit too big, but we want to position the strap so that, but I'm going to use the smaller eyelet here to make it shorter. And what this will do is if you actually use a strap when you're sitting down, which a lot of people don't really think about, but it's actually a really good tip, it actually holds the guitar in place for you in a really good position. It might be a little bit hard to see on camera there, but I'm using the strap, I'm not actually holding onto the guitar at all, and it's in a good natural position. Over time, as you get used to playing the guitar, you will learn just to kind of hold it and balance it on your leg without a strap. So it's not a necessity, but it's a really good tip there. Just to get the guitar nice and comfortable. Especially remember, you just started out playing, so you know the last thing you want to worry about is whether actually holding it correctly. So that's the kind of main first way of holding the instrument. It's the way I prefer to do it. Now there is a second way that you can do it, which you'll have seen mainly kind of it's the preferred method in the classical guitar world, which is where we take this cutaway here and we're going to sit with the guitar on the opposite leg. And what this does is it creates a really good angle for play. This is actually much better for your back as well. I would say that this is the better way of holding instruments, certainly for practice, just because of your back health. It's an awful lot better. But it also positions the left hand nice and smooth, so you can have a nice open grip here. This is really important if you're struggling with certain techniques, or maybe something a teacher's shown you, something you've seen on the internet, you think, oh, it's just really awkward. Sometimes when you're starting off, and sometimes with very advanced pieces as well, practicing in this way is really beneficial because it allows the hand and the right hand to be nice and open. I have to admit though, I don't tend to practice like this. I do if I'm doing long stints, just because of my back. I don't have the best back in the world now anyway, so for me, this can be really good for longer practice sessions. I do tend to practice like this. It's the number one thing that my students ask me, like, what do you actually do? I just sit with it like this. But again, remember, when I'm shifting from over here to over here, the angles are roughly the same. So just keep in mind that's what the overall goal is. If you're going to sit like this, make sure it's either upward or fairly straight, and that when you come to here, it's only just increasing that angle from the other stance you can have it in. And that really sums up how you should be holding it. If you have got a secret third method of how to hold it, I would drop that and only use these two. These two are the best way, I would say, technically, of holding the instrument. So that really kind of sums it up, but it is an important lesson, this one. And don't forget about the tip about the strap. And I really recommend a decent strap is so important to getting this done. Once you buy a decent one once, you only need to buy it once, and get it to that practice height. In fact, actually, what I used to do as a final tip is that I used to have two straps I'd use, one for practicing and one for live gigging, which was a bit lower. And I'd swap them out depending on what I was doing, or I would sit in this angle here. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I'll see you next time.